If you've been considering a move to Oakland, California, you may be wondering what it costs to live here. After all, it's California, and California is expensive. So let's talk about cost of living in Oakland, California, coming right up. Everyone, I'm Simone with That East Bay Life. Welcome back. If you're not familiar with me, I'm a real estate agent here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I live and work in the East Bay, serving Oakland, Berkeley, and surrounding communities. So if you want to make sure you have information about all that East Bay life, make sure you subscribe, follow along, putting out new info all the time. Today we're going to be talking about cost of living in Oakland, California. So if you've been thinking of moving here, this is probably something that you've been wondering about. So it's no secret that life in California is pretty expensive. In fact, of the 10 most expensive cities in the US, 5 of them are located in California, 3 are in the Bay Area. Oakland comes in overall in the nation at number 6, so it's a pretty expensive location to live in. There are a lot of really great reasons to live in Oakland. Check out this video I made going over some of those. But one of the big factors that make people consider Oakland is its cost relative to San Francisco. So since we know that Oakland is going to be more expensive than most cities in the US, we're going to compare it to San Francisco, which is what a lot of people that are moving to the Bay Area do. They're looking at, would it make more sense to live in San Francisco or to live in Oakland? So the biggest expense that most people have to grapple with is housing. So let's start there. So right now in July of 2021, the median price of a home in Oakland is $895,000. Keep in mind that's the median. There are more expensive and less expensive homes. That does include condos and townhomes as well as single family homes. So if we look at the median price of a home in San Francisco, you're looking at $1.4 million. That's $500,000 worth of difference. And that's really the big reason that people will start coming over to Oakland. You can get a lot more bang for your buck out here. And this disparity can be seen in the rental market too. The average 2-bedroom in Oakland is going to run about $2,500 a month, while the average 2-bedroom in San Francisco is going to run closer to $3,700 a month. It's a huge difference. Now, do keep in mind that these are, average prices, average and median prices, so you will find more expensive and less expensive homes for sale and for rent in each city. But in general, you're going to have much higher housing costs in San Francisco, and you're going to get a whole lot more for your money in the East Bay. If you've got more than one kid, you could easily spend more than your mortgage and rent in childcare. So let's take a look at what those costs are like for young families. The average cost for infant care in a daycare center in Oakland full-time is going to run about $1,800 a month. In San Francisco, that's going to be closer to $2,300 a month. Of course, that's for infant care. Toddlers are not quite as expensive, but that gives you an idea of what to expect in terms of price on each side of the bay. If you prefer to have more private care, like in a nanny share setup, you can look at about $13 to $15 an hour per child in Oakland versus $14 to $17 an hour in San Francisco per child. And then if you're looking for babysitter care for like a date night, you're looking at about $20 to $25 an hour in Oakland versus $25 to $29 an hour in San Francisco. Speaking of date night, let's move into food costs. So for a 2-person mid-tier meal, nothing too fancy, but not just a casual spot, you're looking at about $65 per meal for, not including drinks for 2 people. And then that same meal in San Francisco is going to run you closer to $85. Once again, no drinks included. That tab could go way up. Groceries are going to be pretty similar on either side of the bay. I believe there's like a 1% calculated difference between San Francisco and Oakland, with Oakland being a little bit less expensive. But in general, you're going to be looking at about $4.60 a gallon for milk, $3.68 a gallon for a loaf of bread, and $3.80 for a dozen eggs. But if you're like my family and you buy them by the 60-pack, because we eat a lot of eggs, you might save a little bit more. Now let's talk about transportation costs, starting with gas. Gas is currently running about $3.89 to $4.09 in Oakland, while in San Francisco at the same time we're looking at $4.09 to $4.59 per gallon. Now, if you're taking the bus in Oakland, you're looking at about $2.25 for your standard fare, while in San Francisco, the SF Muni fare is $2.50. So AC Transit, $2.25. SF Muni 250. Little difference, but everything adds up, right? Now, if you, like many other people living in the East Bay, are commuting into San Francisco, what do those transportation costs look like? So you have the option of taking BART, and that is about $3.95 in each direction, or you can get a round trip for $7. You also have the option of taking AC Transit, the Transbay bus lines. Those are $6 in each direction. You do have the option of getting a monthly pass for, I think they're right around $216 a month right now. And if you are driving into the city during peak hours, it's $7 into the city. There's no cost to go in the other direction towards Oakland. And of course, if you have a carpool, it's only $3. So there's a few ways to save there too. As far as lifestyle goes, you're going to find that entertainment is a little bit cheaper in Oakland as well. Right now, you're looking at $12 for a movie ticket in Oakland versus $15 in San Francisco. And a yoga class is going to average around $19 in Oakland versus $21 in San Francisco. So as you can see, most costs are going to be a little bit cheaper in Oakland, and housing is going to be drastically less expensive in Oakland. So if you're considering a move to the Bay Area and you're trying to figure out where you should be, I highly recommend considering moving to Oakland. There's a lot of wonderful things to do here. Subscribe, follow along, and you'll learn even more about why it's so great to live that East Bay life.